All right, in this last video in section 12.3, we're going to look at question number 3, which deals with some units. Our job is to simplify each unit expression, and it says that the word per denotes a division. Okay, so if I look at part A, I'm looking at miles divided by miles per hour. Okay, so just like we were doing in question number 2, this is a division, so I can do this as, I'm going to write this numerator as miles per 1, just for emphasis, times the reciprocal of what I have down here, and that would be hour per miles. All right, and now we can go ahead and divide out the units of miles, and that's going to leave us with just the units of hour. Okay, so here what we'd be saying is a distance, say in miles, divided by a speed in miles per hour is going to give us a time measured in hours. Okay, cool. So now for part B, it's really pretty much the same idea, except here, when I see something like 1,130 feet per second, okay, you really want to think about this as 1,130 feet, and then the per, as it says here, denotes a division. Think about that as a division bar like this, per second, okay? So what we're going to do in this problem is treat this as follows, okay? I'm going to take the 5280 feet, so this is going to be, I'll write that as 5280 feet per 1, just like we did over here, times, okay, the reciprocal of this thing. So that seconds now would get flipped up top. And then I'm looking at 1130 feet. Okay. And so now what are we left with? Well, the units of feet here and here will cancel. And then I'm going to be left with the units of seconds. And then for 5280 divided by 1130, now this doesn't come out to be a nice clean whole number or fraction. I'll go ahead and round it, say, to the nearest thousandth. It's about 4, so to emphasize here, it's about 4.673. And then again, the units there would be seconds, okay? So I am rounding here a bit. Now one thing to be mindful of, like on WebAssign, it'll always specify how it wants you to enter in an answer, whether it's a decimal rounded to a certain number of decimal places, or as a simplified fraction, that kind of thing. So, all right, great. For C, well, we have meters per second divided by meters per second squared, and so just think about this in exactly the same way we were doing question 2. I'm going to do this as meters per second times the reciprocal of this, which would be seconds squared divided by meters. And now, right, the units of meters can divide out, and the units here for seconds, I'm going to get a 1 there and a seconds there, so that's just going to leave me with a unit of seconds. All right, great. For D, 880 cycles per second divided by 344 meters per second. Okay, this is really similar to part B. When you see that word per, right, you want to be thinking a division symbol. So this thing up top, think about this as 880 cycles and then division bar for the per second, and then down here you want to be thinking 344 meters per, so division bar second. Okay, and then to go ahead and do the division, we're going to take this thing up top, the 880 cycles per second, and then multiply that by the reciprocal of this, so it'll be second per 344 meters. And so what's left over? Well, we're going to have our units of seconds drop out here and here. And then I got 880 divided by 344. Again, that's not a terribly clean answer. It's approximately, say the nearest thousandth, 2.558. And then for the leftover units, this is going to be cycles per meters. All right, and then that would do it. All right, great. And so then let's go ahead and do the last three here on the next tab. And for E, I have 40 moles per 12 moles per liter. Okay, so seen this kind of thing now a number of times. This is really 12 moles per, so division bar liters. So now we're looking to do 40 moles and then divided by 1 times the reciprocal of this, which would be liter per, so divided by 12 moles. And now the units of moles will drop out. We'll divide out. And 40 divided by 12 is 3 1/3, so about 3.333, and then the leftover units there would be liters. All right. F, we have 12 stitches per inch, so that's going to be treated as 12 stitches per, so divided by inch. And then I got 1 yard per 36 inches down in the denominator. So when I go to divide, I'm going to go ahead and take my 12 stitches per inch and then multiply that with the reciprocal of what I have down here, and that's going to be 36 inches divided by 1 yard. And so now I can see that the units of inches are going to drop out. And then I have 12 times 36, that's 432. And then the units are stitches per yard. All right. And then for our very last one here, this is part G. We have 186 days divided by 5 days per week. So again, just kind of more of the same at this point. So we got here 5 days per, so division bar week. And so we can say this is 186 days per 1 times the reciprocal of this thing in blue, which would be week per 5 days. And so the units of days will drop out. And 186 divided by 5 is 37.2. And then the units there would be weeks. All right, great. Well, that's going to do it for this problem and for section 12.3. All right, I'll see you next time.